Chairs have been around for literally thousands of years in many different forms. Hi, I'm Ray Scott, and today on Visual Art Photography we're going to be photographing chairs. Now, not just photographing chairs, we're going to try to bring out the beauty and some of the intrinsic qualities that chairs and benches have, and there's many different ways to do it. It's more than just standing in front of a chair and taking a picture of it. We're going to investigate that today. This very well may be one of those projects that you take a year to do. You know, kind of like you go around the neighborhood and when you see something that's a little bit different kind of chair, different kind of bench, you photograph it. You may go back in different light when you travel. Something that you build up over the course of, say, a year. And then you look at your results at the end and you have a really, really nice project. Now today, I'm going to give you a few ideas on how to get jump-started on chairs and what to look for and what kind of treatments you can do as well. Let's take a look.
We're going to be looking at 6 different things that I do to present chairs in hopefully different and more interesting ways. At least that's the hope. And the first way is to use color. Now, these 4 chairs were just sitting there waiting to be photographed. I think you can agree with me on that. And the way they were placed, that kind of helped too, the shape that they formed. But it was the color that really drew my eye. And whoever was putting this together, they knew, I think, what they were doing. So it was kind of attractive. And I also got low. I used a different angle. So you could think about that as a technique as well. But the use of color. Color, again. But it also brings us to another point. And our second technique is using intimacy. And when you have 2, it definitely creates an intimate feel. So that's our second way. Second thing that we can do to present chairs and benches in an interesting fashion is to use intimacy. Again, we're going to be looking at intimacy. Here, you're down low. Again, that low angle seems to work, doesn't it? Now, you're not getting all of the chairs. Well, at least you're seeing them through the front there and the railing. But look at the way that feels, the way they're positioned, looking at each other, and it just feels intimate. It's almost like a conversation is going on and there's nobody there. What better way to get the feeling of intimacy than to include a person in your photo? Now, this gentleman was sitting there reading a book in the morning, sunlight shining, and it's almost like you're getting in there, almost like you shouldn't be, like you're getting into his moment. You're sharing his moment. It's very intimate. Again, sharing a moment with somebody who doesn't even know that you're sharing that moment. People work tremendously well for intimacy, obviously. Again, this elderly gentleman sitting on the bench alone, and it's just a little snapshot into his life, if you know what I mean, and that's very intimate. Now, I'm going to take this same shot and we're going to look at the next one, which is called solitude, which this could be too. You could use this for solitude. But how about basically using the same shot but not including a person, and it becomes solitude, just the bench. It's a little bit different. Solitude. A bench alone in the winter, definitely alone. Same thing here. By water's edge, a stone table and benches. Benches made of stone, a table made of stone. But it's the surrounding. I mean, there's just nobody around. This is definitely solitude. And with the heavy cloud hanging overhead, that doesn't hurt either. Different kind of solitude. Here we're using a lot of negative space. We've just included half of the chair, or not even. And we've put it off to the side on purpose. It's just right in the corner. And then everything else is just white. A different kind of solitude. Negative space. Off to the whimsical and nostalgic. Here's a bench in front of an ice cream shop. And it's definitely very whimsical. It's joyful. It's playful. And some benches and chairs have that kind of feature as well. Here, the use of a lot of color and even the shape of the chair is kind of whimsical. So that's something you can look for too. Or here, the benches in front of this restaurant. And it's the bright colors that really catch your eye. Again, whimsical, nostalgic. And you might try shooting at night. That can give you a completely different feel on chairs and benches just by shooting at night. Look at that. In a small town in Spain, and on a rainy night, actually. It's a different look, it's a different feel, just because you're shooting at night. And finally, move in closer. This is a way to show a chair or a bench in a completely different light, because you don't normally see it this way. And in this case, a few flowers on the end of this particular bench, and you just see a part of the bench, just a portion of it. Why not? Or here. Now, I don't need to tell you that I'm shooting a rocking chair here. You can tell. I mean, hardly any of the chair is being shown, but you know it's a rocking chair because I've gotten down on the floor, so I'm using that low angle thing again, but I've moved in really close to the rocker, and that's it. It's almost like a bit of an abstract thing. Hey, listen, these are just a few ways that you may want to highlight your chairs in your project, and I'm sure you'll come up with others as you move along. So, hey, give it a go.
So I'm hoping that sheds a little bit of a different light for you on chairs and benches. And if you decide to go ahead with that project, I wish you the best of luck. Until next time, I'm Ray Scott reminding you, it's not what you see, it's how you see it. And I'll see you soon.